Hi, so today I'm talking about penicillin and the two main natural, life changing, world changing, societal changing, and their components and their parallels. So, the impact that penicillin has had, especially G, cannot be overstated on world events, society, medicine, everything. Yeah. So, syphilis, right, the well known sexually transmitted disease, used to decay your brain, your baby would get it, lots of pain, horrible. And bacterial infection before this was one of the leading causes of death, as it had been. But the the main thing you can see, that you can observe right off the bat, is that penicillin G and V are almost 100% the same in structure. Only this oxygen that really what tames it, makes it more mild and digestible in the stomach, and it can be used more in outpatient. While penicillin G is more intense, it can penetrate everything: your central nervous system, your meninges, and your placenta if you are pregnant. And penicillin G is for syphilis. This is syphilis. So Treponema pallidum, it's a spherocyte. It looks crazy. And I'm talking about the mechanism a little bit, but maybe next episode I'll talk about more in depth about penicillin G on its own, or these two on its own. So this is Streptococcus pyogenes, which causes strep throat, scarlet fever, rheumatic fever. They're still around, so this is good for more mild. This is more mild, which is what penicillin V is for. So penicillin V is the more mild that you can use still to this day for long term to keep off rheumatic fever. And penicillin G can cure Treponema pallidum, and it still can up even 100 years later. So, but something to remember is that these are not synthetic at all. And thanks to Fleming and what he noticed with how I'll talk about this later. But so syphilis, neurocongenital variants like Jaws and Vegel, the strep throat, scarlet fever, rheumatic fever, which is from Streptococcus pyogenes. These two are really major. But if we made a list about all the diseases this has cured, it's about 30, or made survivable at least. But the condition, meningitis, which was the syphilis from Treponema pallidum, strep throat, these from Streptococcus pyogenes are major. So you can connect syphilis with penicillin G and Streptococcus pyogenes with penicillin V. Meningitis is a condition from Streptococcus pneumonia and Neisseria meningitis, but also the condition pneumonia is also there. But penicillin is the tamer version of this. So you can use whatever memory device you want to do with what tame and V means, but G, you can make it sound like a gangster. It may sound more cool or not. But the only structure difference is this addition to oxygen, and this makes a big difference in how the results vary. So the oxygen makes it survivable in stomach acid, and that's the main reason why it can be used long term. So this amide is protected from breakdown. While penicillin G is bioavailable in injection 100%, it cannot be digested in stomach acid, so it will break down. It would be unreliable in the stomach. So the pro to V is that it's oral, and penicillin G is only injection. That's another thing to remember. It's more hardcore than G. But making it more mild makes it more practical in long-term and mild infections of Streptococcus pyogenes. So Streptococcus pyogenes and syphilis. It's also here. Syphilis is the gangster. Penicillin V is the not. The Streptococcus pyogenes is not. It's more mild. Thing you think of as mild, this is hardcore. So penicillin G is still the undisputed master of syphilis even 100 years later. That is crazy. That's because there hasn't been any observed significant resistance. Syphilis is not gained any resistance to penicillin G, even now, a few years later, which is crazy. But it binds to penicillin binding proteins, so it contributes to making the cell wall. If you think of a brick wall that's being built, and you can put more bricks so it falls apart. And Treponema pallidum is very slow at dividing. It usually goes very deep into your eyeballs and your meninges everywhere, but it only divides every 30 hours, which is very slow. And an injection of penicillin G lasts about 2 or 4 weeks and is 100% bioavailable, so that is bananas. And it's more than enough for syphilis because it's very slow at dividing. And it penetrates into the central nervous system. Alright, so meninges, your eyes, where syphilis could usually hide, and develop a resistance. But remarkably doesn't do that. Thank God for all of us. It also has been observed in syphilis it has never been observed to develop significant resistance. And yeah, and also it works well with malnourished and malabsorbing patients. So that's a big win for the common folk. Yeah. Well, yeah, I just put this up because it's a little bit funny. But next time I'll get into more penicillin G or syphilis, probably. But yeah, thank you.